Hello, welcome to our online information session. My name is Liz McDonough, and I am the Program Director for the Professional Sequence and Editing, as well as other writing and editing programs at UC Berkeley Extension. Today, we're going to learn all about the program. If you have any questions during this presentation, please go ahead and send them in. We'll do our best to answer your questions as we go through the presentation. So let's get started. The Professional Sequence and Editing is a compact 4-course sequence designed to formalize your skills or help you transition to a new career. Many of the students who are in our program are already working in editing, writing, or communication-related fields. They feel a need to come back and formalize their training and make sure that the work they're doing is up to industry standards. There is a whole host of other students who are interested in shifting to a completely different career. Sometimes we have folks who are interested in staying in their career but want to work in a different capacity. For example, we'll hear from educators who want to transition out of the classroom and move into writing for education-related publications or educational policy. Same thing with people who are researchers and scientists interested in working and writing for scientific publications. Companies that are looking to hire in-house or freelance editors will be impressed seeing this program on your resume. It shows your commitment to your career and the editing profession. There are no prerequisites to beginning the program, except being proficient in English and having a solid grasp of English grammar. So how does our program in editing fit into your career goals and professional aspirations? You come to Berkeley. UC Berkeley Extension is the continuing education arm of the flagship campus, UC Berkeley. Since 1891, we've been assisting students in reaching their professional goals and accomplishments. We offer more than 65 professional certificates and specialized programs, and more than 2,000 classroom and online courses, with 38,000 enrollments each year. We pride ourselves on academic excellence. All of our courses and certificates, such as this editing program, are approved by the appropriate campus department. Our instructors, who bring their real-world experience to the classroom, are also approved by campus. So when you enroll in a UC Berkeley Extension course, you are guaranteed a real-world professional education along with Berkeley quality education. Again, there are no prerequisites to beginning the program, except being proficient in English and having a solid grasp of English grammar. The curriculum for the editing program is comprised of 4 required courses. Each is a 2-unit, 12-week online course. This comes to a total of 8 semester units and 120 hours of instruction. The required courses are listed here, and we do ask that you take them in the order that they are listed. This is because the courses are designed to build on top of each other. You're going to be learning new skills at each level that will help you understand and grasp the material of the next course in the sequence. The curriculum begins with a grammar refresher, which will cover common grammatical errors that copy editors encounter, such as verb and subject agreement issues, word usage, sentence structure, and so forth. The editorial workshops 1 and 2 focus on the mechanics of line editing. You'll work on a variety of documents, checking them for errors of spelling, punctuation, numbering conventions, graphic elements, and more. Then the 4th class, the Advanced Editorial Workshop, focuses on all that you've learned and how to use those tools towards putting a publication together. In addition to using those mechanical skills, you take a bigger picture look at a publication. You look at the material for clarity, concision of language, logic, and flow of information. This course also provides you with the opportunity to learn about editing fiction versus nonfiction manuscripts, and ultimately, how to go about establishing oneself as a freelance editor. For those who have an interest or background in technology and want to stay in that field, instead of the Advanced Editorial Workshop, you can take one of the courses from our Technical Communications program. The choices available are Technical Communications 1 or 2, or Technical Writing. The certificate can be completed in a little over a year. However, you have a maximum of 3 years to complete all of the requirements. Because so many of our students are working professionals who want Berkeley's academic quality, we offer this program completely online so that you can continue to work while you study. Each online course lasts 12 weeks and has specific start and end dates. You are not required to be at your computer at any given time. You can log on to your computer and do your coursework at 11 p.m. in your pajamas if you're so inclined. All of your assignments and exams are submitted and returned to you electronically. You're going to become a master of using track changes. Your materials are always available to you, and the courses are facilitated by an instructor. So as you work your way through each module, the instructor will facilitate discussion on what you've just learned. On the discussion boards, your instructor will give you assignments to complete and other classroom activities to engage in. These group discussions, forum posts, and instructor-posed questions all provide a rich context for opportunities to interact with your fellow classmates. You might be wondering, how much time will I be spending on my studies? As a general rule, you should plan on spending at least 6 to 8 hours per week on top of the time you'll spend in the actual class, reading through modules, and being active on the discussion boards and so forth. Each course is fairly demanding time-wise, so we recommend that you just take one course at a time. So who will be teaching you the ins and outs of editing? You'll learn from instructors who are professionals in their field, skilled experts, deeply vested in your success. They are passionate about sharing their knowledge with you and helping you achieve your professional and career goals. They bring to the classroom concepts that illuminate the topics and real-world examples from their job experience. Some of our instructors include Greer Liad, who is a sponsoring editor for Bridgepoint Education, an educational company that provides ebook content to 2 online universities. Prior to this, Greer was a senior development editor for the Communication Studies list at Wadsworth Cengage Learning, a publisher of college textbooks. In her 25 years in the publishing business, she has worked as a writer, sponsoring editor, developmental editor, production editor, copy editor, and proofreader. She is also a teacher and trainer, focusing on leadership skills and editing for people outside the publishing industry. Greer has taught editing courses for UC Berkeley Extension since 1999. Another one of our stellar instructors, Lindsay Westbrook, is a freelance editor based in San Francisco. Her clients include the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, UC Press, Princeton Architectural Press, Kunsthalle Basel, Yerba Buena Center for the Arts, and Moose Publishing. She works for organizations in New York, London, Brussels, Sao Paulo, Istanbul, and Mexico City. I'd like to introduce another one of our stellar instructors, Kathleen Small. Kathleen has been a freelance editor for 12 years and has edited more than 200 nonfiction books, as well as numerous web articles, technical reports, and a few novels. She is here to provide her thoughts on how you can be successful while taking our courses. So, Kathleen, take it away.
Thanks, Liz. One of the things I think is really neat about this online curriculum is that it attracts students from all over. So when I'm teaching it, I have students who are right here in the Bay Area, but then I also get students from as far away as the Philippines and East Timor and Australia and Europe. And the neat thing about that is you get a variety of perspectives from people and a variety of leads on work. A lot of our international students are actually working on English language translations for whatever particular country they're living in, and they bring a really neat perspective to the class. So I think joining a community of editors that are working in a variety of fields is a real strength of this program. Um, when you think about being an editor, typically people think about being book editors, but the reality is that there's editorial work in so many different industries, the pharmaceutical industry, the technical industry, the nonprofit industry. And so that community can provide you with more ideas for where to look for work when you finish the program and are ready to start looking for work. The other neat thing is that the instructors in this program mostly have both freelance and in-house editing experience, and it is kind of two different worlds. Used to be that editorial work was primarily in-house. It's now moving more to the freelance arena. So the fact that instructors have experience in both worlds can be really helpful to you when you have questions. The classes also help you develop a disciplined approach to editing because editing is an art and a science. The art side is crafting words and taking writing that is perhaps a little bit rough and turning it into something that is understandable and beautiful and workable for the client. But the science of it is that there are specific rules that need to be followed, specific processes, and it often works best if you break an editing task down into discrete steps. So this program will teach you how to do that. On your first pass, you're going to look for this. On your second pass, maybe you're going to look at that. On your third pass, you're going to look for the other. And you'll eventually find a workflow that works best for you. But the program gives you the tools to do that. The other thing that you'll learn is how to assess projects and apply different levels and styles of editing to meet clients' needs. Clients are notorious for just saying, this needs a light edit, but in reality, what they're looking for is actually something heavier, perhaps a medium edit in a lot of cases, sometimes even a heavy edit. And the best thing you can do is talk to the client and understand what their expectations are. So these classes will give you the tools to understand how to do that, how to approach the client, how to figure out what the client is really looking for so that you can deliver that product. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, you will learn how to break into the field of editing, which actually has gotten pretty competitive now that it is primarily freelance. You'll make contacts, you'll network, you'll get ideas of areas that you might look for jobs, how you might start building up your editorial resume. All of those things are covered in the classes. And I think that about sums it up. I can pass it back to Liz.
Great. Let's now turn our attention to earning the award of completion. Earning a certificate is a simple 4-step process. First, if you are a new student to Extension, create a free student account. This is where you'll track your progress through the curriculum, find your grades, and additional services. Second, register for the program and pay for the non-refundable fee. You should do this before starting your 3rd course in the program. Third, complete all of the required courses with a grade of C or better within the 3-year time period. Finally, once you've completed all of your courses, notify the department to request your award, which we produce and send to you in the mail. Many of you are wondering, what do graduates from this program go on to do? We're very proud of our students' success. Many of our instructors share stories of former students who have landed positions. We are always excited to hear from those who have gone on to secure a foothold in the industry after completing the program. Here are a couple of our recent graduates and their current positions. Lorna Walsh graduated from the program in 2016 and soon after launched her own company, Ideal Type LLC. Ideal Type is the umbrella company under which Embark Editorial Agency lives. This agency matches up nonprofits with copy editors so that the nonprofits get quality editing service and the editor, often a graduate from our program, gets valuable experience. Another entrepreneurial graduate, Karen Cather, founded her editorial services company, which provides developmental editing, copy editing, and proofreading work. She also works as a professional writer for digital media, newsletters, and more. Other graduates go on to successful freelance careers, including Roy Sablowski, who does both writing and editing, primarily for science-focused clients. So how do you get started? Start your editing journey by enrolling in the first required course, Grammar Mechanics and Usage for Editors. I want to stress that you don't need to register for the program before you take that course. This way you can get a feel for the curriculum and this type of work to see if it's going to meet your needs and if it's the sort of thing you want to do. So just start by taking the class. Next, we recommend that you officially register for the certificate by the time you're starting your third class of the sequence. You'll find information and the link to register on the program's webpage. Next, continue with your studies to complete the 4 courses. The estimated cost of the program is $3,100. It is a pay-as-you-go model, which means you pay for each course as you make your way through the program. Finally, we also suggest filling out our newsletter sign-up form. You'll receive monthly emails about upcoming editing courses and new blog posts or career-oriented events. Thank you for submitting your questions, many of which we've been able to answer during the presentation. Here are some more that have come in. Can I transfer credit from a college or university? Unfortunately, no. This is a fairly small, defined sequence. We do not accept any transfer credit. Can I waive the Grammar Mechanics and Usage for Editors course? This too is not something that we allow. Many people will contact me and say, I've been teaching English at the high school in my town for 20 years. I really don't think I need to take this course. The idea of the Grammar Mechanics course is that it is helping prepare you as a copy editor to look at grammatical issues in documents, as opposed to looking at composition or teaching people how to write compositions. It really takes a different approach and helps prepare you to be a better copy editor. There are quite a few people who will tell me later, even if they resisted this course initially, they'll say, wow, I didn't know what I didn't know, and I found it really useful. Another question that's come in is, how is the editing program recognized by the industry? The program demonstrates your commitment to subject matter mastery, and the fact that you spend 180 hours, if not more, studying this speaks very favorably. It's looked upon very positively in professional settings because you can apply what you learn to a wide range of fields. We are often approached by businesses and companies asking us if we could send out a listing for a job opening they might have, or if we know of students who are looking for work. So we'll send those out to the classes and to the instructors and say, hey, someone's looking for entry-level editors. The most recent example of this is someone from Apple contacted me and said they had 3 positions that they were trying to fill. So I think the program is well thought of. We also spend some time in these classes connecting you with resources that are going to help you find work. If you're in the Bay Area, there are institutions like Editcetera or Bay Area Editors Forum, and there are numerous chapters of national organizations such as the Society for Technical Communication. These organizations provide great networking opportunities. They can also provide you with more short-term professional development, but they also help connect businesses and editors and help people find work. So that's all part of our approach here at Extension with this program. What is the online class like? Kathleen, would you like to speak to the online community of students?
Sure, yeah, I'd be happy to. If you've never had an online class experience before, it's really kind of neat how it works. My experience in school was all in, on-ground, in-person classes too. But I thought it was fascinating when I started teaching online to see the ways that you can draw out students and really get a classroom environment even though you're not sitting face to face. The discussion forums, I think, really stimulate the conversation. So you'll have people posting everything from questions about the assignments to questions about a freelance project they're working on the side, questions about something they run across at work, funny little things they've read about in, the changing of the English language. things like that. And the students will reply to each other and instructor pops in and replies and we get some really good discussions going. And the beauty of it all is that you can do it all wearing your pajamas or your sweats. And I think that about sums it up. I can pass it back to Liz.
Great. Another question that's come in, is there any type of internship opportunity or career advising for students in the program? Actually, we do offer career advising as part of the courses. As Kathleen just mentioned, there's a lot of discussion in class about how to find editing work, what type of work to look for, how to negotiate with clients, your fee structure, and so on. These are all considerations that will be discussed through the process of working your way through the courses. In terms of an internship, we don't place people, but we do have a course called the Writing and Editing Internship Program. You sign up and put in 90 hours of work as an intern at an organization that you identify. The benefit to this is that many institutions or business organizations can't take on an intern unless the intern is receiving academic credit. So we provide you with a vehicle to receive that credit. We help structure the internship and make sure that you're going to be doing the type of work that will benefit you as someone training to be an editor. There's a question about, are each of the required classes offered every term? Yes, they're always available online. So I think we're only able to take one more question here, and that is, what is an average annual salary for freelance work? Again, I'll need to defer to Kathleen about this, but what I can say when I do hear from our instructors who are professional editors is that the compensation for freelance editing can vary greatly and depends upon the industry in which you're working. If you're working for a trade publication group that publishes cookbooks, it might pay something in the neighborhood of $30 an hour. But if you're working for a project for Microsoft, it might be quite a bit higher. So I think there's a pretty broad range. I'm not even sure I could quote an annual salary range. Kathleen, what were your thoughts about that?
I agree with what you said. I have done a lot of my work in the tech industry, and tech editing actually pays fairly well as editing work goes. I tend, if I had to pick a number, I'd say $35 to $40 an hour. My husband's an editor in pharmaceuticals. That pays extremely well. There's clearly big money in pharmaceuticals.
Mm-hmm.
And I have also been told that editing in the legal field can pay up to about $100 an hour. So there certainly are areas that pay very well. But there are also, you will see a lot of editing jobs offered at ridiculously low rates that equate to like $10 or $15 an hour. And I always urge my students not to take that because there are better wages out there. And most of the students that come through our program are very qualified for those better wages.
Great. Thanks, Kathleen, for joining us today. If you have any additional questions about our certificate, how to begin, where to start, who your instructors will be, or the course schedule, please note our contact information. We would love to hear from you and discuss how this program can get you from here to where you want to be. We look forward to seeing you in one of our online classrooms.